Hey guys, this is somewhat breaking news. Normally I would have a script or I'd have, something that I do before, like an introduction. But this time I feel that it's critically important that I talk about this issue. I see on the news, specifically the Wall Street Journal is reporting that Congresswoman, the chair of the Financial Services Committee, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, who is based out of, she's out of Los Angeles, California. And again, the chair of the Financial Services Committee, she's calling for Equifax to have serious restrictions placed on them. I'll read her press release, but this is the article by the Wall Street Journal. It says Equifax should face curbs on selling credit scores, Maxine Waters says. And top Democrat calls on CFPB to restrict credit reporting firm until proof of controls are in place or controls in place. And again, it kind of goes through, some clear information about what's going on. And again, this is related to Equifax sending out erroneous data on millions of consumers. I think it's like 147 million consumers. And again, let me go into her press release right here. It says that, and again, this is the press release from the Financial Service Committee, in which she is the chair. It says, following recent news that Equifax lenders inaccurate credit scores on millions of consumers, potentially resulting in consumer harm, such as being charged higher interest rates or wrongly having the credit application denied, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, chairwoman of the House Financial Service Committee, sent a letter to Equifax and a letter to the CEO of the nation's largest commercial banks, demanding answers as to how the delivery of erroneous credit scores occurred, the scale of consumers affected, and the steps these institutions are taking to remediate harm to customers and ensure accurate credit reporting moving forward. And this is her quote. She has two quotes, and I think these are critically important. I am alarmed at recent news reporting that for potentially millions of consumers, your company provided inaccurate credit scores to numerous financial institutions relating to their credit applications, wrote Chairwoman Waters. This incident comes 5 years after your company announced one of the largest data breaches in the history of our country, exposing the personal information of more than 147 million individuals which I invited you to testify before the House Financial Services Committee in 2019 to discuss. That incident, along with this recent episode and a litany of research studies and testimonies demonstrating how broken our consumer credit reporting system is, all underscore the urgent need for CFPB and Congress to strengthen consumer protections in this area. Now, again, what she has done is she sent this letter to Equifax, but she also sent a letter to the CFPB, and his name is Rohan Chopra. Chairwoman Waters also plans to introduce legislation soon in response to these events, and sent a letter to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Again, this is the agency that was formed under the Dodd-Frank Act under the Obama administration, urging the agency to investigate and use its tools to ensure all harmed consumers are made whole, and to impose a moratorium. Now, this is critically important. Impose a moratorium on Equifax providing any credit scores to financial institutions until it cleans up its act. In essence, that it makes sure that it does the right things in terms of reporting accurate data, making sure that the people whose data they are reporting is actually the people who are actually the ones that should be reported to these bureaus or to these financial service institutions. It goes on to say, I intend to utilize all tools available to me as chairwoman of the House Financial Services Committee to ensure harmed consumers are promptly made whole and to protect consumers from our broken consumer credit reporting system going forward. I urge you to do the same. She wrote, I urge you to utilize your authority as director to impose a moratorium on Equifax providing any credit scores to financial institutions until they can demonstrate to your satisfaction that they have the necessary systems and controls to ensure each credit score they provide on millions of consumers is verified to be accurate before distributing them to financial institutions. Again, this is a really important development. This is her press release. So this is the reason why, and I'd like to go to Wikipedia to show you some of the data breaches, some of the challenges that Equifax recently faced that would cause them to be under such scrutiny. On August 2002, this deemed unqualified. Okay, so on September 2017, Equifax announced a cyber breach. Again, showing that they're irresponsible with their the way that they've been doing things. And I really like to hone in on this one thing because it was very, very significant. So this data breach resulted in the FTC sending out this letter on February 2022. The settlement administrator is currently reviewing claims for the time spent on out-of-pocket losses. So it's what the Federal Trade Commission did was they looked at the impact that this had. And ultimately what they came up with was this settlement. Equifax should pay $575 million as part of a settlement with the FTC, CFPB, and states related to the 2017 data breach. This is, as Congresswoman Waters said in her press release, she said that this was the largest fine of its kind in history. So $575 million, if they could spend that kind of money to settle a data breach claim, you can only imagine the amount of money that they're making. So I will provide links for each of these sites to show you the challenges that Equifax faces and their reputation of doing harm. I believe that Congresswoman Waters is actually right. The challenge that we see is that these reporting agencies, they report data, and the data just doesn't, innocuously go somewhere. It has an impact. It absolutely has an impact. And the impact is if you have bad credit, then you have the potential to pay significantly more. If they don't have the right data, or if they're reporting the wrong data, or if they're mixing up the person with the name and the social security number, date of birth, and they're sending your information out, or they're sending somebody else's information out in your name, then you have the potential to, number one, lose out. And then if you decide, okay, instead of getting this prime loan, I'm going to get a subprime loan, you will pay more. So this is huge. This is something that I think we should pay attention to. I think it's something that Equifax should be held responsible for. So with that, my name is Dr. Ricky Keys. I'd like to report on the breaking news, especially as it relates to your finances and making sure that you keep more of your money than other folks who are sometimes nefarious, sometimes making honest mistakes. We don't know. I'd like to find out. I can't wait for the dust to settle on this issue and to find out what's going on. Again, Dr. Ricky Keys, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. All right, talk to you soon.